Optimist Rachida.
Have Rachida here on the 30th episode. You've probably seen her around. It's a wonderful Sunday. Let's bring her on here and hope she's doing well. Good afternoon. How are you? Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you and thank you for being on the program.
Walaikum salam and good afternoon, Brother Omar. Yes, I'm doing well. How about you?
Not too bad. I'm excited to have you. How do you feel to be number 30?
Thank you. Excited to be here.
How do you feel to be number 30?
It's a good round number.
Okay. Awesome. I picked 30 because that's your age.
Well, thank you for the compliment.
Having you on here and hope people will enjoy. Okay, today we have some questions. You are number 30 on the show, and let's see if we get to know Rashida. Thank you for being here. Okay, tell us where you grew up.
Well, a lot along the eastern coast. I was born in Connecticut, lived there for a few years, moved to New York State, not the city because that's too crazy, but New York State, lived there for 4 years. And in 1993, we moved to Florida. Been there for like pretty much most of my life. And then I moved back to Pennsylvania in 2017 to get married.
Oh wow, so you basically spent most of your life in America, right? And
Oh, yes.
yeah, yeah, most of your life. That's awesome. So where were you born in? You said Kansas?
In Connecticut, actually, up
Okay,
north,
up in the northeast, right?
northeast. Hmm.
Awesome. How was life there?
Cold, snow, ice, blizzards. Oh my God, it's so cold.
I'm sure. Did you enjoy it?
I did not enjoy the cold. No, that's why we moved to Florida. We couldn't take it anymore.
How old were you when you moved to Florida?
How long before I moved to Florida?
How old were you when you were in Florida? How old were you?
How old was I? I want to say like 7 or 8 years old, as
Oh,
I can
okay.
remember.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Let's move on. Okay. Uh, what does your first name mean, Rashida? Your name
My first
Rashida?
name, Rashida,
I think it's in
is
Arabic.
Arabic translation for one who sets others on the right path. So right away, since I was born, I had like a reputation to live up to. Allah knew what He was doing.
Uh, say that again. It means what? Real slow. It was.
Allah knew what He was doing. Like He gave me that name, He gave me that purpose.
Your name meaning again. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, the name meaning one who sets others on the right path.
One who sets others on the right path. That's amazing.
Hmm.
And you said you're right. At the beginning, at that time, you're really pushing yourself to be on that path. And have you seen yourself as you were a young kid and growing up that you would always want to encourage and help people out like you do?
Yes, I've always had the inkling that I want to inspire people, motivate people. Like I'm their cheerleader, you know what I mean? Hence the name Optimist Rachida. It just kind of came along and it explained it very well.
Amazing. That's awesome. That's always great to have that enthusiasm, even at a young age, to be able to motivate and to help people out. That's awesome. Let's move on to the next
Thank you.
question. Okay. Okay. Of the three choices, grapes, apples, or watermelon, what do you think?
I would say most often apples, and then if I can't get apples, then grapes. I'm not really a watermelon person because it does hurt my stomach.
Uh-huh. And why did you pick your choice that you picked?
Apples, I like the crunch of raw apples, and the skin has extra vitamins, so that's like two benefits right there.
Oh, wow. And yeah, they're nutritious. Do you know what vitamins are in apples? The number one vitamin in apples.
I think it's like flavonoid or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Good. I never heard of that.
It has fiber. I know it has fiber in the skin, and it has pectin in the like pulp part, fruit part of it. And that's trivia question. It's good for what?
The best thing is, I believe it has a lot of high vitamin C in there, if I recall that. Apples.
It could be, yes, I believe so. But the pectin that's
Yeah.
in the apple part itself, the fruit part,
Uh-huh.
if you ever notice when you're done eating an apple,
Yeah.
your teeth get very smooth.
Yes, yes.
Very
Actually,
smooth.
what they say is that's a good way to clean your teeth. It's like
Yeah,
an original
natural.
toothbrush.
Exactly. All natural.
Yeah, yeah. The way is because you bite into the tooth or the not the tooth, you bite into the apple, and when you bite into the apple, your teeth are, especially the front teeth. I forget what they call them, but you bite in it, and then you're chewing as it goes through. It's cleaning your teeth as you're eating it. So it's kind of like a natural cleanser for your mouth, like that. Right? It's amazing, like. Well, every food out there, God created for us, has some kind of benefit for us, and that we're not aware of. And so the research on that is just amazing. I mean, people doing researches on that and the benefits of actually foods themselves of each one. That can go a whole particular hour or even a day in doing different research. Share about that. That's amazing. Right? Yeah. Did you freeze up there on your end?
What's that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think you froze up there on your end. Did you hear what I was saying
I'm
there? Okay.
I'm here. I heard
Okay.
you saying about we could be here a whole hour talking about the health benefits of fruits and vegetables.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that maybe I would probably maybe find. I hear like a little. Okay, okay. Let's go to the next question, Christina. Okay. I think this year, all the country here that you mentioned, like, the most is hidden there at the bottom. Um, and you're that, but you've had, I think, many careers in your past. There is a bit of a background sound there. Uh,
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know, or
Any
maybe.
better now?
Okay, yeah, good, good. I can hear you. Awesome.
All
Okay,
right. Um,
so
one.
of
Oh,
the many
sorry.
careers you've had, what's the most enjoyable that you enjoyed the most? You would say.
I would say the mental health advocate, even though right now it's a volunteer position, it's the most rewarding in terms of giving back to our fellow human beings because there's people that need these services that I know myself can't afford them. I was one of them. So it's my way to give back is by being there for others.
Amazing, and we'll talk about that more. And yeah, because you're a good advocate, and I like even the name that you have here as an optimist. You know, optimist comes in as a positive person, right? Somebody who wants to be positive and helpful for a person. And in that sense, having those words will make people more motivated in terms of wanting to assist or being wanting to come to your assistance for help because of the name, you know. So where did you come up with the name Optimist, Rashida? Was that part of what I was saying, or something else? I hope it's like an unusual story because I like something weird.
It's okay. Funny story. I was in IT school, and my professor there, he gave me that as a nickname. He says, "I'm gonna call you Optimist Rashida because you're always positive and upbeat, have a
So
good
Rashida, there
outlook."
seems to be some kind of static. I'm not sure if you're outside, but
I'm outside. Yes, sorry.
it's like something like stepping or like horse sounds like horses.
Any better now?
Are you outside, outdoors? Yeah, maybe the wind.
Yes.
Windy. Yeah.
Sorry, I
Uh,
stepped outside for some fresh air.
oh, okay. Okay. We can, yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, let's see how that works. I think it might be
Can you
good.
hear me now?
Yep, yep. It's still a little bit of wind, but
Okay.
yeah, we should be okay.
Sorry about that.
No,
My IT professor, he gave me the nickname Optimist Rashida because he found that no matter how many days I've had migraine or whatever health issues, that I still came to class with a positive attitude. I was cheering my fellow peers on. We can do this. We can do this. We got this. Like even though the lessons were hard, that we could get through it. And that sense of hope inspired that nickname and I just kept it for LinkedIn for everything else. I was like, it's accurate.
amazing. And isn't it amazing that how we have that one teacher? I can remember in the fifth grade, I had Mr.
Was
Thompson.
that sorry?
Um, I was saying, isn't it amazing how we have that one teacher or professor that in college or in high school that we remember and they're able to um, help make us enthusiastic and motivated to move on, right? Because that kind of thing is much needed and it's something important, right? So I can remember that when I was in the fifth grade, I had Mr. Thompson. He called me over the Magnificent. So I still
Oh
remember that
wow.
after, when that be? 20 years almost for that, almost. It'll be, I think, next year. And so even I went to visit him in 2016. He was still teaching. I don't know. I don't have any contact with him. But yeah, you always remember these wonderful people. And so I'm sure you'll never forget this professor who called you that. You always have that one. How did that make you feel? I think maybe you mentioned it. How does that make you feel about that professor of yours?
Very admirable, respectable, that he was a key person in my life that I would say changed my life for the better.
That's awesome. And how would you say that made it more positive for you? Made it
Oh,
more
certainly more positive because I was being the example for others by showing them that even my lowest day when I don't feel well, I'm positive, and that spreads to everybody else. They're positive, and it's like the ripple effect, the domino effect. It's going to be more good than bad.
amazing, amazing. I like that. Okay, awesome. Let's go on to the next question here. Question. Okay. If I had $1 million, I would do what? What would Rashida do if she had $1 million?
Car,
So
house,
it seems
everything
like
she
when you're
needs.
asking the question, there's a static sound. So somebody doesn't want you to answer.
Sorry, can you
Must
hear
have
me
been
now?
something. Must have been something interesting. Yeah, let's try now. Let's hope that the world or nature is going to allow you to say it. Go
Bismillah.
ahead.
I would say, first off, I would take care of my mom, make sure she has everything she needs: car, house, oxygen tank, whatever medical stuff she needs. And then after that, I would take care of myself, my husband, my other family, my local community. I would either build a school, a mosque, a hospital, something like that. And then even beyond that, the other third world countries, they don't even have like electricity or clean running water. I would, fund those types of, you know, good causes, I would say, inshallah.
Amazing. I like how you are a humanitarian in that sense, in terms of wanting to help
Yes.
out people using that. And a lot of people should be motivated. And I think a lot of people are, in the world when you see them and who they are. Yesterday I was like an interfaith event and a lot of people there, and you see different people from all backgrounds in terms of religions and stuff like that, and all the same, and so you kind of wonder that you go out in the world, you see these people, and it's all humanitarian, they all like each other, but then the news is different. So it's like it's only like a small percentage of that. So it's kind of amazing and shocking. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Personally, I always do everything I do from my heart, and it doesn't matter what we are, what background, what religion. We could be from planet Mars, but we're still human, and that's the common thread that binds us all. If we look beyond everything else, that's all that matters. We're human. And same thing for animals. They're God's creatures too. They have, rights and emotions and feelings. We have to make sure they're taken care of too. The animal shelters and things like that. If I had a choice, I would rescue all the animals from there, make a big plot of land, and let them live there for free. Just let them be free.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, that's awesome. That's definitely something important that a lot of people should be motivated, and I think a lot of people are. It just depends on who you know and who is willing to do that. I know in America we're all busy and with our lives and stuff like that. So awesome. All right, if you're ready, I can go to the next question. We have just a
Sure.
couple more. Okay. Okay. Your favorite memory as a child?
This was with my baby sister. We were looking up at the clouds, and I remember we were trying to say which shape each cloud represented. And that particular day, I saw one that looked like a bunny rabbit.
Yeah. Nice. Do you remember how old were you at that time?
Like 7.
Oh, okay. And the crowd was shaped like a bunny, you said? That's amazing.
Yeah, the cloud was shaped like a bunny rabbit. And
We
we still,
always
my sister
remember
and I
those
both remember that.
wonderful moments, right? When we see that. And
Oh,
I
yes.
remember too, as a kid, we would always see it. Even now, like you'll see a shape and you're like, oh, this is shaped like this thing, or this is shaped like that. I don't haven't noticed it too often, but when you do, it's always great, especially in Arizona where it's mostly sunny here. And it's always a lot of there's not much clouds here. When it happens, it's always exciting to see that, right? So amazing, amazing.
MashaAllah. A rare treat.
Exactly, exactly. But where you're at, I know I think you're Are you in Pennsylvania now or Florida right now?
I'm in Florida today because I'm visiting my family for the holidays, but
Uh,
after probably after Christmas holiday and stuff like that, because the Americans have Christmas holiday,
yeah.
I will go back to Pennsylvania and reunite with my husband,
How,
inshallah.
how is the weather there in Florida?
Right now it's a little cool breeze, just a nice breeze, but the sun is out. It's
Yeah.
comfortable at the moment. As you see, I don't have a jacket, I just have like short sleeves. But
Yeah.
at nighttime, like in the early mornings, in the middle of the night, it does get a bit chilly where you'll need a blanket or a jacket or something.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. Favorite place to visit in the world? Have you ever? I know you've been to a lot of places in the States in America. Have you ever stepped out of America? Have you been to other places?
I have not yet, but one day, inshallah, I would like to backpack across all of Europe, Northern Africa. Like, I'm gonna need like a couple of months to visit all these countries: Greece, Turkey, Morocco, France, Spain, Italy, the whole nine.
Oh wow, you have never traveled outside America. Amazing. I thought, being
Never.
from international background, you might have traveled there. Well, what would have something that would have prompted you to been there? Just it hasn't had happened, in your
I
time.
couldn't quite hear you. Sorry. Go ahead.
Now I said, what would you think the reason would be you haven't been able to travel abroad, or just the time, just that it wasn't the
Time
chance?
and money, both of
Uh-huh.
them. Time and money, because right now I have time, but I don't have the money right yet. Maybe,
Uh,
inshallah, Allah can change that for us.
I see. I see. Okay. Yeah. No. Absolutely. That would be definitely great when the time comes. It would be great for to go out to see the world, and like you said, Europe. But what would be okay if you got a chance or opportunity tomorrow for somebody to give you 3,000 or something dollars, and you were given the opportunity to visit one country? What would be your trip, ideal trip? What trip would you do in order to go? But like, how would you plan it? Let's say, okay, let's say you're in Pennsylvania. Where would you go from there? Like, you have a couple of $1,000. What would be your first thing you would do? And you have a week or two.
Just a week or two, I would probably go to Marrakesh because that's like a really good tourist spot in Morocco. And seeing that my father and my husband are both from Morocco, it would be great to tap back into our heritage.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, I would assume. Yeah, people would always want to go see their heritage and see the background of where they came from. That's amazing. And so, a week or two would be enough for you just to go there. I think that's enough time, right? So,
Right, for that one part of that country, yes. Now, if I was going to
exactly.
see all the countries, that's where I need a couple months.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what like what I did recently. I actually was able to travel to a few countries um, from America, and then I went to Turkey, and then I went to Bosnia, I went to London as well. So we flew all over, and it was amazing. I was there by myself actually. I used the we, but we should have used I. But I see all these people around there, and so it was amazing to be there. That's something that I think everybody should go out and discover new things and see how things are outside America compared to here, compared to where you're living in your states. It's a different environment. It's much, much, much
Definitely an
better.
enriching experience. If you get the opportunity, God
Yeah,
willing, inshallah, go for it. Just go for it.
exactly. Awesome. All right, let's go on. I think we have, let's see here, a couple more slides here. We're almost done. Okay. Okay. If I would invent an item or idea to help mankind, what would it be? What would you like to do?
I would invent an app on the phone that
Mhm.
it would detect when you're sad or angry or upset, and it would instantly give you like, I don't know if it's currents or vibrations. Um, I don't know what they're called, but it's like electromagnetic something something
Uh-huh.
frequencies that
Uh-huh.
you would feel it like it's like a zap in your hand, right? And that
Oh,
zap would somehow, I don't know how, but would
yeah.
somehow transmute positive feelings to you and make you instantly happy.
Amazing. I like that. I like that. I mean, the first thing I like about it is that when I first thought about that, you came up with the answer right away. You did not want to hesitate, and even a lot of people were thinking didn't know what to answer, right? So, and then having the app to instantly do that, yeah. I mean, yeah, because sadness is an emotional thing that God gave us, and some people are able to handle the sadness. Some people cannot, and sometimes 3, 4 months and 6 months sometimes even. It could be whatever it is, and it lasts that long. And so having that, it could be. It also could be a good positive coping thing for to have sadness, because we need to have feelings. But if it's too much, I think that app would be good because in that case you're actually being able to be functional and not be able to you can be functional in society, right? And so I think that app would be good for people who are in that very, very deep sad state. But to have that sadness, I think it's healthy enough to be able to acknowledge the part that we humans should have. But the app would be good. What are your opinions on that?
Some sadness is good because some sadness encourages more prayer, more meditation, take better care of yourself as humans in general. That's the adequate amount that you need for basic life. But
Yeah.
excessive sadness is where it gets problem problematic.
Exactly, yeah. Because yeah, you're right. So if you have the sadness, but then that's gonna make you say, go back to God, make you want to pray, go that because we need that. And the reason that might happen, let's say for example, a loved one passed away, right? And all of a sudden, like you're working, you have your job, you have your money, you have your car, you have your Ferrari, like Rashida does, and she has all these expensive things, and you're running around and you're driving in, and all of a sudden your life is good, life is happy, you're driving the whatever you have, and then all of a sudden somebody dies, and then that makes you reflect, right? You're like, okay, I have these things. So in a sense, passing away is good, but for those who have knowledge or understand what it means, so you have to
Yes,
think in a way that how God is greater and why these things are important that happen, and then that can bring you back to prayer, bring you back to God, bring you back to reality of what it is, because ultimately you can have all those things and it can end in a second, right? Any minute now, right?
exactly.
And so that's also sometimes the fear that people have in terms of like they have everything and then they don't realize what's going to happen to me. It goes away and they don't know how to control it. And so having an app like that, I think is definitely something good. So awesome, awesome. And we're almost there. Then have one more question on that. Okay. So tell us about you, Rashida. I know you're a mental health advocate. Tell us what you do and how you are helping help people motivate them in the next year or so. And yeah, let us know about you a little bit in the last few minutes here,
Yes,
5 to 6 minutes.
of course. I like to motivate people, inspire people, just lift them up, whatever they're going through in life. It's different for every person, but to know that I'm the one person in the corner when they need me, free of charge, just one human being to another. We're all brothers and sisters, and I'd like to share that in the community with everyone. Whoever needs it, I'm here. And whether that's in the form of a book or a phone call or video chat, whatever they prefer, whatever they're comfortable with, and they don't have to tell me their whole life story in 30 minutes. They can share as
You're
little or as
static
much as
again,
they want.
Rashida. You're static again. I'm not sure if you can move somewhere
Sorry,
closer.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. How much did you hear?
a little bit of it. I mean, we can hear you, but it's just static and there's a background noise, with this.
Any better?
Oh wow. Okay, that's good. Yeah, go ahead.
Better? Okay.
That's like,
So yeah,
we
when
mentioned
I
you had a mask on and then you removed the mask, and now COVID is over and we can hear you clearly as if you're sitting closer.
I just brought my microphone closer to my mouth. That's all I
Oh,
did.
nice. Very good, Rashida. Good job.
Thank you, Omar. Um, but in regards to helping people, yes, I am a mental health advocate, given my own background, and I'm determined to help people. Everybody has a different journey, a different story. So I tell everyone, share as little or as much as you'd like with me. There's no requirements except that you be comfortable. That's it.
Oh wow. Okay, that's good. Just be comfortable with the. And so, what do you do in terms of helping people, or in the terms of people you've had in the past? Like, what would be an example that you can give us, and how they can get you, PM you, and you can help them out? If you can talk about that for a few minutes.
Sure, I'd like to. I've written a book, an anthology. It's called Rebel with a Cause. I had a little chapter in there about overcoming the cycle of trauma and abuse. And that's just one example. I have articles I write for various other websites and magazines, but just on a real basis of people can DM me, email me, call me, text me, whatever. I have my phone next to me 24 hours a day. And I've told people this before, they thought I was crazy, but it could be the middle of the night, like 3 a.m., and I would still answer their call or their text. Because how do I know that that's not when they need me the most?
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not God,
I agree. I agree. Yeah.
but I'm here for you guys.
What is a situation of you helping somebody that you came across that was very needed that you remember that? You don't have to mention who they
One
are,
of
but
my
mhm.
mhm. One of my dear friends, I will not name names for confidentiality
Yeah,
reasons,
good.
but they had been suicidal, and they told me that I'm their person that if they didn't have me, they don't know what they would do. And it was really touching that I made a difference in at least one person's life. God willing, it's going to be a zillion more, inshallah. But to
Yeah.
know that I'm already making a difference just by answering a text or a phone call at any moment, that saves somebody's life.
Oh yes, no, I agree with you. I'm thankful that I never had that uh, thought in my mind ever, but I can imagine maybe some of them, and there's many reasons why that can happen. And they always say weakness for religion or weakness for this, but that's not necessarily true. But there's a lot of factors, that's a good show to do about that as well, and see what that causes that. It depends, but it could be many number of reasons. It could be um, something from the family, from the history, it could be background. So many, 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 many things. And
Hmm.
so there's a lot of things to do there. And so, what do you normally, other than calling people, what do you normally do in terms of helping them or assisting them, other than talking to them?
We do video chats. People have done Google Meet calls. We've done Zoom calls, things like that, where it's just one on one. They don't have to be worried about the anxiety of, oh, I have to speak in one of these audio rooms on LinkedIn or on one of these StreamYard events or something. Like they're
Yeah,
not going to be exposed to the public, but they
yeah,
can just be on a video chat personally with me privately and tell me whatever's on their heart. And I don't repeat that to anybody else. It's all confidential,
yeah.
it's private. It's just to help them, usually 9 out of 10 times, get stuff off their chest, to make them see that they can speak up, they can tell their story. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Everybody has a past, but it's how you react to life events and move forward in a positive direction that matters in a healthy
Exactly.
way.
And I was gonna say, how do you assist them other than talking to them, or you think talking to them is the best beneficial way from what you see?
I think that's the main way, just talking to them. And most of the time, I'll be honest, Brother Omar,
Yeah,
I'm not the one doing most of the talking. They are. I'm just
yeah,
lending an ear most of the time.
yeah.
They just want to be heard,
Yeah,
you know?
that's it. That's definitely one. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people need that. They don't talk because America, from what I've seen, a lot of isolation, a lot of that, a lot of internet, and being alone. We are social people. God created us to be social. We need to be with people. We need to be humans. And so society in America is different than outside, and so we need to do that. So awesome that you did do what you do on that. People doing that and people helping people out. We have a couple of minutes here before I'm taping another show later. And actually half an hour. And so appreciate you being here. Your last closing thoughts on this program. Thank you for being here, Rashida.
Thank you for having me, Brother Omar. It's always a pleasure on anything we work on together. And this is a beautiful idea, getting to know people, because some people think they know you. It's like a preconceived notion, but they don't get to know the real person inside, the
Yeah,
heart, the soul, the grit that makes their character. And these shows like this get to the heart of who we are individually.
exactly, exactly. I mean, 30 minutes isn't enough, but it's good enough to get somebody to get to knowing them. And if you guys want to see this show, please go ahead and watch it again. And the channel is right there at the bottom. You can subscribe to it. I just reached over 100. All natural. These are people who subscribe by themselves. I didn't really do any promotion. I just put it there and people just subscribe. it's amazing how it grew compared to most people otherwise. So within few 6 months, it's all already 100 people getting around here. And then that's it. So I appreciate you being here. We should be back in a couple of weeks, in 2 weeks again for another episode. If not, we might take a break. I'll decide on that. But if we do a next show, it might be next month, which is December. It might be the 8th. And then after the 8th, we'll take a break until the new year. And so, yeah, I appreciate you being at episode number 30 already. And hopefully we'll do more events together. Everybody, thank you for allowing us to have Rashida. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one, Rashida. Enjoy your
Thank
day
you, Brother
and
Omar.
check it out for a few seconds.
Assalamualaikum.
Say goodbye to the audience.
See you all next time.
I'm going to end it now. Take care, guys.